actually make it like this? Huh. Cloud power-up is really strong.
Cloud's too OP, please don't nerf.
Please don't nerf. Yes, please. It's just OP enough. Please do not nerf it.
Please buff.
Please buff more. Make it more better. Give us 5 clouds. No, 7!
Why 7?
I want 2 without no 4! There's 2 without no 4. Yeah, so we talked about Japan. Oh yeah, IGN, the thing that I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So recently, this is not particularly on the fault of IGN, but basically there's this one guy who is a reviewer on IGN.
Okay.
Right? He recently got caught on plagiarizing Dead Cells review.
Oh.
Dead Cells being an indie game where you are Dark Souls roguelike. Because everything is a Dark Souls game now.
Who started that trend anyway?
Dark Souls.
The Dark Soul, that X game is the Dark Souls of genre.
That's been a while. That's been around for a while.
Who started that?
I think it started when Doom came out. when everything was a Doom clone. I want to say no.
What did you need? So what do you need the cloud for anyway?
I need the cloud for the 3rd green star. I need to take it to the last planet.
Oh.
No, second to last planet. I know because I got screwed over by it once when I went there the first time. Are you serious?
It's just one of those days. It's just one of those days.
God, that happened in Discord actually. I was saying something best something, right?
Yeah.
And then someone said Holiday Inn, right? And then I'm like, if your girls start acting up, then you bring her friend. That was pretty fun. I'm pretty sure you've heard that song.
I don't know.
You don't know, but you laughed at it anyway.
I laugh at many things.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm very easy to make laugh. That probably wasn't even a proper sentence, but I don't care.
It's
You're
probably one of the more, if not the most influential or famous hip hop songs.
Huh.
Rapper's Delight. It's like the most corny shit nowadays because there's barely any swearing in it, and they only have misogyny in there once, or at least in one line. That's repeated a few times as the chorus, but still. Like, there's a section in it where the guy starts talking about going to a friend's house and eating shitty food. It's like it's the dumbest thing.
How many clouds do you need?
Oh, it's all, I don't think I need the clouds. I'm just gonna keep them just in case. Just in case I stupid too hard. Like right now. I always manage to stupid, so it's a precaution. It's over there, as you can see. So I needed a couple, you know. Ooh, fluffy cod. I need 1, okay. There you go. The tip is sticking out. And now the camera's going through the clouds. But yeah. So, this guy got caught plagiarizing for Dead Cells review by copying a video made on when Dead Cells was in early access.
Oh.
And just like basically copying at least 80% of the video into his own writing. So then, this is a big story because Game Cycle News is the dumbest shit ever, so we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, so I hate this part. I don't even know where they are.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. So he sends her an apology video saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry to Dead Cells for something, I guess. I apologize to Dead Cells instead of the reviewer who I plagiarized." And I'm gonna issue a challenge to the internet to see if they can find as many times I plagiarized as possible. And the internet was like, challenge accepted, you piece of shit. So they basically found like at least 100 million examples of him plagiarizing.
Was it actually 100 million?
No, it was just a lot. He was like, he's basically plagiarizing from forum posts, from other people's videos. His freaking resume was a copy-paste. Are you serious? His fucking resume was copy-pasted from an online tutorial or something like that.
How? How is this possible?
Nobody knows. No one knows. It is the dumbest shit. I think I already missed most of them right now, but still. I'm gonna try.
I don't even know where they are.
I know I missed the first one because it's
I know that. I saw that.
I missed it completely.
But where could the other one be?
Yeah. I think it was on the other side during the second section. Oh, it's over there. Oh, it wasn't. Shit. Maybe it was behind it. Oh! Yeah. No idea where they are. This is gonna be a while. So yeah, he got caught plagiarizing from like he plagiarizing his fucking resume.
There's like nothing about him nom nom nom.
Yeah, basically they found nothing that he basically made almost nothing original. It was to that point how much he plagiarized.
Yikes!
Ouchie.
What? What?
Nice camera. So yeah, so he was in deep doo-doo. IGN eventually fired him.
There you go.
There you go. How did I miss it the first 2 times? I just
Oh.
went straight down. Yeah, he eventually got fired. It was just a big kerfuffle. There was like nothing scandalous aside from this guy plagiarizing. He was associated with absolutely no one, except for IGN, which he made reviews for. Then he got fired from because he plagiarized. Basically, just don't plagiarize. Even if you don't get caught, just don't do it.
I would have thought that would be common sense.
It's not sane. It's not
To not plagiarize!
It's like it's not illegal to plagiarize for one thing. There's no legal document saying that you're not allowed to do that aside from copyright, right? But like everyone hates it when you plagiarize, right? They probably won't sue you for it, but then it's like, you know what? You're a big piece of shit. That's who you are. And no one will ever like you or go to your birthday parties, okay?
Oh, yikes. That's pretty cruel.
Yeah. It takes a real piece of shit to take someone else's work and say it's their own. That's basically how everyone views it. Which they're fairly justified in viewing it as.
That was a collision.
Clyde Moore, please, thank you. But yeah, anyway, gaming news cycles. Holy fucking shit. It's the most stupid thing. Like, imagine being so invested in the gaming news. Like, okay, when it comes down to when it comes to video games, you're gonna have the people who says, oh, games are about having fun and games are art, and having to flip-flop between the two. So now no one actually knows which one it actually is in the public eye.
Why not both?
It can't be both. No one ever says it's both. There's a lot of artsy games that are boring as shit, and there's a lot of fun games that have no art to it whatsoever. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense that people have to constantly decide over and over again every single time a game comes out. It's dumb, a waste of time. Gaming news is awful. I think it's behind this pillar. It is. Aha! And it's like, and then when you actually go out of your way to view it, it's like, oh, A video game is going to come out in 8 months! Oh! It just got delayed! Oh! Someone said something racist again! It's like the most clickbait shit for something that in the wide eye no one actually cares about. Like, art actually had like historical importance at some point, right? Books, historical importance, alright? There's like that whole DDT thing. DTT thing, the whole the pestilent, fuck! Pesticide! There. The pesticide debacle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Historical significance. Movies! Historical significance. They made documentary movies about, like, about important events, and we know the history of, thanks to them. Like the World War I people who just brought cameras around. That has historical significance. Video games? The only historical significance of video games is a whole bunch of corruption. And that's gonna be all the legacy from now on. I hope you're proud of yourself. Are you serious? I missed.
Just barely.
Whee!
I feel like you could see like video games from back then as you could see it as like a little peer into what was available at the time.
You can see what was available at the time. Probably the most historically significant video game is Doom. Not Doom. Quake.
Quake.
Quake 2. I think. Basically, like people say, like when people talk about the best first-person shooters of all time, they're probably going to say Half-Life, and they're wrong, because Half-Life didn't introduce anything. It was just a really good game. Quake 2, on the other hand, I was like, hey, this is going to be the most. This is going to be the absolute most high-tech video game at the time, and it's kind of started the trend on how a good video game is defined by how pretty it looks, or how graphics it is. I guess another historical game would probably be Final Fantasy VII, because are you serious?
Just undershot.
Because Final Fantasy VII was like the first video game that they advertised using cinematics.
Oh yeah.
If you want, like, go back and watch all those and watch the commercials for a whole bunch of other video games, like freaking Dr. Mario. Holy shit, the Dr. Mario cartoon. It was an Indian guy. It was a guy playing an Indian, and he was singing the Witch Doctor song. Is that what it's called? I went to the Witch Doctor, and the Witch Doctor said, ding ding wong ding ding, right?
What is the name of that song?
I forget, but they used that song. They used that song and an Indian witch and like a guy playing an Indian witch actor to advertise Dr. Mario. Those commercials are great, all right? Like they should have outright killed like the Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda advertisement. That is hilariously awful. Like, holy shit, we're reaching like absolute cringe territories.
So what about like, say like the ads for like Smash 64?
Smash 64?
What would that go under in your opinion?
Those are fairly entertaining, alright? Because it's a whole bunch of people dressed up in all the Nintendo character outfits, right? Like actual life full suits,
yeah,
body suits. They're going around having fun, right? And then one of them punches the other guy, and they just start going down on each other. It's great.
There's also a song that plays at the beginning.
It's so good. Oh my god. But yeah, those old commercials are so much fun. Nowadays, it's cinematics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can thank Final Fantasy VII for that. So basically, fuck you, Square Enix. You ruined everything. That's all we have to say on that.
Were there ever any other ads? Were there ever ads for like the earlier Final Fantasies? that might be Quadtron.
Probably, but Final Fantasy VII was like the only one people gave a shit about. Like, when people say people say Final Fantasy put Final Fantasy on the map, it was put on the map because Japan, right? I don't really know, but I don't think most people got into Final Fantasy until 6, when it was called Final Fantasy 4.
Oh, hey, Quadtron. I should probably start moving things.
Yeah. I want to say
How am I
that.
gonna do that?
Yeah, I want to say that Final Fantasy 6 was what Final Fantasy 6/4 is what got people into the series. Or like at least what defined Final Fantasy today as, because 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2, it's like, oh, it's these random people that you can make and they do things, and also don't.
1 and 2 was, I think, like the first one was pretty much Square's final attempt at, was like their last attempt at a video game.
Last attempt at a video game, it became successful in Japan.
It became successful, and then they continued.
Yeah, I want to say just Japan though. I don't know if they got. I don't know if it was popular in the U.S. as well. It probably was because it was just it was an RPG, which are always successful back then.
Why is that? How is it that RPGs are super successful?
Back then there weren't very many RPGs. When you think about it, there's a lot of famous ones that got kicked off after Final Fantasy, but no big RPGs because that just takes too much time to make. Right?
I guess like the two big ones at the time were Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest. Before Final Fantasy, I want to say it was Ys and Dragon Quest.
Oh yeah, yes is a thing.
Oh my god.
Good job!
Yeah, Ys was the big one back then, before Final Fantasy existed, right? I know Ys existed for way too freaking long.
I don't remember.
I think even the Tealier came out before Final Fantasy, and that's saying something.
Did it?
The first one's on the Sega something.
How long has the Atelier series been going?
It's gone for a long ass time.
Like,
That long?
It's been a while. It's been a while since it existed. It's 22 games and counting.
wow.
It's 22 games and counting. And this is not they've been releasing one every year, not after Verona, basically.
What about the devs though? Did they change like Call of Duty? Did devs change like Call of Duty for Atelier games?
What?
Because the Call of Duty games, they make one every year, but they're developed by different companies. So that's
it's the
for
same
Atelier.
company. It's the same company every time. Did I miss it? I might have missed it. Yeah, it's the same company that's making the. Oh, fuck me!
What?
I remember where it is.
Do you need to die?
I have to restart.
Oh.
Level. I remember where it is. It works the exact same way as this first one.
Oh.
And I was being an idiot. Where is my mouth? There it is.
It's somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think people got it until 6 because that was when they actually had a defined story and shit. Well, they had the story in the previous 2, but the characters weren't defined because those were your pick and mix. And Final Fantasy 2 is considered the worst Final Fantasy of them all.
The actual Final Fantasy or the localized one?
The localized Final Fantasy 6, which is 4.
Wait, what?
No, that was 3.
Or is it? I'm so confused. Final Fantasy is so fucking confusing, man.
Are you talking about the 4th Final Fantasy?
The 4th Final Fantasy, that was the 6th one? Or was it the 6th one that was
No. So how it went was, there was the first Final Fantasy.
First Final Fantasy,
and then
the second Final Fantasy, which was the biggest flop in the history of shit.
And that was actually FF4.
That was 4?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, no, what? Okay, so I guess. Okay.
And then 3 was 6.
Okay, so 3 is 6,
2 is 4.
2 is 4, 3 is 6. Okay.
And 1 is still 1.
Okay, so then then which one was 4?
That one was the one that had Cecil and such.
No, what was the American 4?
The American
The
4?
American 4
Was there a Western 4? Was
No!
it okay, got it. I'm caught up now. Final Fantasy 3/6. That was the one that people gave a shit about. There it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That almost hit you.
Are you serious? Damn it! Oh yeah, I brought over those things. You can have some of them. They have sausages inside them. It's pretty good. I recommend. I missed.
Yeah, you
Nice.
twist you.
Yeah, you need the surgical not shakiness in order to do it.
You twitched your hand just that slight amount, and that killed you.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Final Fantasy VI put Final Fantasy on the map because it had characters in it. Final Fantasy IV, I don't know about too much.
4 had characters.
4 had characters. That's a good point. 4 was pretty good too. Now I think.
I mean, they even made like a sort of sequel.
Maybe. I don't know.
Cause I know there was FF4 that the after years. I know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that counts as.
Okay, then that probably means Final Fantasy IV was the one that got people interested. Final Fantasy VI is what blew people away, which got them excited for Final Fantasy VII, which used cinematics in their adverts, which basically defined how advertisements are done
It
today.
changed the gaming world for better or worse.
For worse.
Well, some would say it's better, some would say it's worse.
Whatever.
I don't care who says what.
People want to watch. People will only watch advertisements if they're entertaining. You know.
Well, I guess people found FF7's entertaining.
I guess. Who knows? I apparently don't.
And that's why people say taste is subjective. Hell yeah!
But yeah, that was a pretty interesting era. So, dweeb,
Weep.
dweeb, Louis dweeb. I don't know.
Oogie.
Yeah. So what were we talking about beforehand? Oh yeah, gaming news. How it sucks so much.
Gaming news is the slowest thing ever.
Go.
You guys already mentioned Nintendo Direct?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Went through that already.
Yeah.
Went to a segment about what's going on in Japan and such.
Yeah. So can't talk much about it though because it's kind of sort of ongoing, something like that. And we're talking about earthquakes and how they happen.
And the
Gotcha.
typhoon that happened. What else do we even have to talk about?
Let's see. We're talking about we're in the middle of talking about the game cycle and how it's terrible.
That seems to be an ongoing topic for this session.
Yeah, that's just like I said, bunch of stupids, right? And also, it's just not important in the eyes of the public. Video games are still a niche thing, no matter how mainstream it is. No one still takes gaming seriously.
There's no star there.
Nope.
I don't hear a star either.
I gotta put it someplace really stupid. You can count on that at least. No, I'm just gonna be really stupid. But yeah, gaming news sucks. Don't buy into it too much. It's just a whole bunch of clickbait opinion articles. Almost no facts, and the occasional scandal and racism.
Especially if it says Half-Life 3 in it.
That's just a meme at this point.
Yeah.
That's all it is at this point. Half-Life 3. It's just a meme
It's
at
never
this point.
going to come out, guys. Half-Life isn't even that monumental of a video game. And then everyone got angry.
There's always one segment in these random talks where we say something that's should anger at least someone.
Let's say more offensive things. Yeah. Anyway.
And now we don't want to be like mainstream YouTubers.
But yeah, when it comes to famous,
some mainstream YouTubers. Some of them are
when it
pretty
comes to
cool.
like famous like video games, it's still restricted to just being in the video game like atmosphere community thing, right? Like affected how gaming advertisement affected how gaming is, right? There hasn't been very many, if any, video games that affected like the wide culture sphere that is the world.
Yeah.
It's still this niche thing. People are still angry about it.
It's-
Okay. You know what? I'll give it. Maybe you can argue that it's brought up the topic of whether video games cause violence.
Yeah, there is
Which
that
is the
debate.
dumbest debate.
There is that dumb debate.
Which is
Oh,
stupid as hell. I'm sure a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that policy making. Oh my god, dumbest debate ever. And then, like the farthest that has gone is Trump calling up the embassy and doing nothing, calling up a committee about it and then then changing absolutely nothing. So nothing happened with that.
Oh dear God.
And the entirety of that meeting was Trump showing a bunch of YouTube video where he shows up a whole bunch of clips of people shooting people in video games and goes, pretty violent, huh? Great conversation. Video games, piece of shit. But yeah, kind of want to go back to the video games are art/entertainment, right? Just say it's both if you want it. You can say that a video game is a whole bunch of entertaining that has no art, or it's a whole bunch of art but isn't entertaining at all, or it's a mix of the two. You can't just say which one it is out of convenience.
I feel like it's both.
It's probably both, but it hasn't really established itself. The last big game that was really praised for being an artsy-fartsy thing was Journey. And that was,
Journey's a game.
That was about like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, years ago.
Some time ago.
Some indie game that you fly around and look at things because it's pretty. And interact with
It still
people.
holds up.
It still holds up because it's a one of a kind experience, all right? There's no other game where you fly around interacting with people non-verbally and exploring a world. Yeah. I'll get to that later, but yeah. Other than that, there's been a whole bunch of indie art games that came out in the form of walking simulators. The now dreaded term walking simulator.
Don't you mean everything simulator at this point?
So, yeah.
There's practically a simulator title for everything at this point.
Journey was the last big one. Stanley Parable is probably one of those as well, but not to the same extent. Being the king of Stephen Parable being the king of walking simulators, and nothing has come really close to emulating what it has done since and forever.
Oh,
you piece of shit!
that's just...